Hello and welcome to the scene from Living World of Darkness Changeling Venue. Today we are doing a follow-up scene. Daylind and Donna have just left the pub where there has been rousing talks with a bunch of different individuals about what was going on in the city. However, at this point, Daylind is still somewhat highly confused. So he's taking this chance on the walk back home with Donna to ask her some questions and hopefully to get some clarifying answers and not more lost in her confusion. Okay, we will start there. So you guys are leaving the bar, and Daylind is quiet for a few minutes, and then he's like, "So, what really happened on Sanhane?"
That's a good question.
So,
I am, of course, full of the answers.
well, tell me what you do know.
It was thought. Well, let me go back a little before. If you really want the full and complete answer of everything I know about that situation. Soane became a political gambit this year. First, the Falcons pulled some stuff, and it was announced that the Count would not be holding a celebration this year. If they wanted to, if someone wanted to celebrate, they had, then that they would have to do it at the baronial level. And then there were, of course, there were a few Selwyn different parties and such around. But there was also a worry that was about that they had reason to think that the Wild Hunt was coming, which you've heard something about. Big, bad, faith type things. And pretty old, like really old, like maybe older than changelings. I'm not sure exactly. I'd have to do more research to know more about them. But either way, it was a big worry, and she'll kind of lower her voice and, kind of lean in just a little closer, even though she's still like a foot shorter than him, probably, foot maybe more. I believe the Flaming Falcons we're using a fact to make it sound even worse than it might have been. But if it was a worry, then it was still a worry, And because of this particular worry, eventually they said that everybody needed to stay in their homes or in a freehold during Samhain. Except nobles. You may have noticed I was not around that night. That's because I was having to do all that fun nobly thing. I had a group of soldiers that I was leading around, because I am, of course, the best leader of soldiers.
But of course.
It comes with the title. I didn't see any action. We just did our patrols, stayed up very late, and I crashed the next morning. Dad let me come into work late so I could get a few hours of sleep. However, it seems that Sir Xavier did find something, and it's assumed that the Wild Hunt are what did him in, because he died and they found his body the next day. But nobody can find out how it happened or who did it. Whether it was one of them or someone that they dragged in.
Whether he alone happened.
I don't know. As I understand it, and I haven't done any research myself, As I understand it, they've been trying their hardest to figure out who did it because he was a noble. Of course they're going to put out all of the effort, right?
Sure.
But they can't seem to find out anything. Maybe the mists are protecting it or something. I don't know. I don't know much about this one, honestly. I
Is
don't know.
this is it for this reason that they're hauling people in and questioning them?
Oh, absolutely. That is the full and complete reason as to why that happens.
So,
Um,
do you think that's the reason, though?
that started way before. Way before that. That's just something that recently happened. I don't think they're connected. Um, I think the reason that they're hauling people off, and Chance was certainly not the first, because my friend Detlef spent some time being held by them as well because he's an oathbreaker. They basically didn't trust him because he's an oathbreaker, and therefore he got hauled off. But they couldn't find anything on him, so he was let go. I've made sure to visit him in there as many times as I could because they needed to know that someone was paying attention to what happened to him. His story is not mine to tell. But yes, he is an oathbreaker, and I believe he had very good reason for it. And I trust him.
Then that's all that matters.
She nods very seriously, like she would. She's silly enough that she would not trust just any oathbreaker. Because this is a big deal. But he is okay. And he was not treated badly. I think he would have told me the truth. He just didn't have his freedom for a couple weeks, which obviously sucked, but same as Chance, they both got out. But they are both unseelie. And I think that's the main reason they're dragging people in. I think how can I see trying to basically cancel Sawane? How can I see there's anything other than trying to push down the unseelie people, the unseelie changelings, And then when you add in the fact that 99% of the people they bring in, whether for questioning or whatever, are just because they see them as disreputable because they're unseelie, or in Detlef's case, he was an oathbreaker, but I think they don't like unseelie. And it's fairly obvious in some places, more so in others, but
I can see that.
You were there when they tried to when Xavier hit Terry, right?
Yes, I was.
When they took Chance. And you saw, I don't agree with what they do. You know this. I stepped in there and kept, and she'll say his name because I can't remember his name, but the disgruntled guy who tried to stand up for Terry. I kept him from being taken on my own honor. You know that, right?
Yes, you did.
That's why I became a noble. So I can make a difference, so I can try to change things. Make things better for people. Yes, I have a fealty to Baron Alexander, but that's because he's a good man who's trying to do the best he can.
Understandable.
She shrugs and just kind of goes silent.
Well, It just seems that there's a lot of distrust, accusations, and finger pointing.
When isn't there? When someone's in charge, someone is always going to be against them.
I
I'm an Ilunid, House of Secrets. You know many of my secrets. Not all of them, because I don't want to get every. You don't need to know every single thing.
except for what's in the stew.
Well,
He'll
that
smirk.
would you would
He'll
have.
smirk.
Well, to be fair, you probably would have been better off not knowing what was in the stew. But that's not a secret anymore. You know what was in the stew. And I've kept my word. I make sure I mark anything that you shouldn't be eating as not for you.
It's not like I've had much of an appetite lately.
You know, we should probably work on that. Well, you should probably sort that out sooner rather than later, right?
I know.
Okay. Even if you do become a dragon, you'll still be my friend.
Thank you for that. And I promise not to try to eat you.
Hmm?
And I promise to try not to eat you.
Oh, don't worry about that. I'll go hunting. We'll bring you back. We'll bring you some food and feed you before I, come hang out. You'll come to like these little owls that are very good at bringing you, adorable little delectable tidbits of food. No lizards.
I think by that time I'll probably have a taste.
I might be able to just like I do have a gun. I could just hunt.
He looks at you like, just trying to imagine you shooting a gun.
She just pats her pocket because it's in there.
Still,
That gun has saved my life more than once.
a wee little thing like you shooting off a gun. That must be a sight to see.
I'll have you know the gun is made for my hands. It would be a little uncomfortable for you because my hands are much smaller than yours.
And I'm pretty sure a smaller weapon doesn't mean smaller firepower.
Well, the bullet doesn't have to be smaller. I'm not planning to shoot you.
Good. And thank goodness for that.
I just need to be able to defend myself. I've had people trying to kill me at multiple times.
You think it's because of something you said?
No, everything I say is wonderful. Everybody loves me. Totally has nothing to do with anything I would have said. Or the fact that I was Seelie. But she makes it like a sort of stiffens up for a second. That's what that Lua was. She seriously just kept coming after me just because I'm Seelie. Nothing else.
Kind of unfair.
I agree.
Kind of make you feel hostile, didn't it?
Is there a lesson here?
Sure it is.
Because I don't treat people badly. I have Seelie friends, and I take care of them.
How about the Catane?
The Cathane?
No, who was it that you were so mad about? in the in
You
the
mean the Thelane?
yeah, the Thalane? Yeah. How about the Thalane?
How about them?
I'm just saying, you're quick to judge. I understand that a group of them did you real harm.
Quick to judge. So judging on the past 6 years of experiences was quick to judge.
You know what I mean?
I have yet to meet a good Thelane. I have only run into Thelane that have seduced perfectly normal boggins into spying for them.
Listen,
I've
I'm not,
run into ones who will use a dreamer, which I wasn't going to bring up to them.
and I understand this, but what you're failing to understand is that I think all of your past dealings with them have made you very hard and bitter towards them all.
Are you sure?
I think it's done the same to just about everyone, actually, for them to be hunted and killed on sight.
By the way, there were more things I could have added to that list of things they've done.
I understand that. I truly do.
I'm
But you
not
just,
I'm not
but
as
you,
close-minded as you think.
and I'm not saying that even if there are good ones out there, they may be far few in between, but they all don't deserve to be slaughtered.
I told you I would be just as good as if they left. I just don't want them in my face anymore.
Understandable. But in order for that to happen, not only you're going to have to find a good one, you're going to have to find a good one that's in charge.
Well, I seem to have met one who's in charge. One of the fake she.
Well, then use that to your advantage.
She was the one that we met inside his head.
And then that should tell you something. Not all of them are like that and want to be like that.
She was using a dreamer.
But she wanted help, did she not?
Wanted help. She literally used the dreamer to be able to protect them. She's the one who oneromancy the crap out of him.
So I have this question for you. What would you not do to protect your loved ones? To protect your family? To
I
protect
would
your
not
people?
use a dreamer. Dreamers are sacrosanct. They are against the Ashit. I would not use a dreamer.
But but you are thinking about things the way we govern, not the way they do.
So
I'm not
I'm supposed to think
I'm not
about them.
condoning what she did. I agree. I do not agree with it at all. But you still should have to understand that there are reasons for what she did. We come
Oh,
in, we
I
destroy everything. They didn't pretty sure they didn't ask to be there. There should be some type of compromise we should be able to make.
I
So
don't have a say in this.
of course you don't. Neither do I. And no one's going to care about our opinions either.
They might listen to mine,
Oh,
but
Mike,
I don't want to go against this.
I know you don't. But if by going against this, you help find some type of peace between the two, then isn't it worth it? You who could put everything aside, all the things that have happened, you have the chance to make a better tomorrow for both sides.
And what if all they do is do exactly what I'm sure they will do and
You
bite back at
you'll never
us?
know until you give them that chance.
And so then we end up giving them the chance to what, attack us?
No,
Just when we're
you'll
weak?
give them a chance to live in peace. So what? We'll lose a little bit of property, a little bit of land,
Who says
as
it would
long as
just be property or land?
they stay to themselves and leave us be.
Listen, I want to tell you a couple of things that you don't know. And after this, I'm going to trust that you're still not going to know it in terms of other people. Okay?
Okay.
First of all, you weren't quite feeling yourself at the end of that whole scenario with the dreamer, with Henry.
Correct.
So you probably don't remember so clearly. But you remember the sort of weird looking red cap kind of like Filane? The little one that I could fit her jacket.
I don't remember that.
The one we shoved in a locker.
Okay.
She came out afterwards and asked us for help. She said that she had been a redcap and turned into a Filane. And she wanted to come back with us. Terry and I Terry didn't say anything. I told her she couldn't come back with us where we were going because she would just be hauled off somewhere. But I would try to help her later. But for now, she needed to go back to them and try to fit in long enough so that we can try to figure out what to do. And I've been researching since then, trying to figure out a way to fix it. I wasn't about to tell all those people about that. Because that would have just opened a gigantic can of worms. And it's better that they think of me as some sort of terrible person who just wants war because everybody else does, than to have them know that that can happen. I haven't met her again or texted her because I want to have an answer before I do.
Is it so bad for everyone to know that there are actually Daylind out there that don't want to be? They were forced into this out of their own free will?
Well, first of all, what if she's lying?
I understand that.
What if it isn't actually the truth?
Well, then I'm not saying that you give her the keys to the kingdom and let her in. I'm just saying that.
I just want proof.
I'm just saying, proof. How can she give you proof if she's not here to do so?
The proof that I want is to be able to change her back. If we can change her back, that would be proof that what she's saying is true, and then it would be enough to actually do something about. That if she willingly allowed herself to be changed into a red cap, if she went through whatever she has to go through to do that, to me, that would be proof that she wasn't just lying and that she truly did actually want help. That she wasn't just trying to make some kind of ploy on our sympathies. But the point being here is not that I didn't tell them that, but it's also the fact that I was open enough to accept that maybe she realized that maybe this was really happening and that maybe she wasn't lying. Do you see my point?
Yes.
I just need proof. You and I, we're scientists, right? Don't you want proof before you open it up for the masses to start picking at it?
Yeah, I'm a scientist. And yes, we all would love proof. However, You have to have some faith and hope before you can discover the truth.
If I had no hope, I wouldn't even be trying to find a solution to what might be an imaginary problem. As a matter of fact, I think I know how to get the answer, but I just don't know if I can do it.
Can or should? Can or should?
Well, if it involves talking in a very mean fashion to a certain lovely fake she. By that I mean probably torture, because I doubt she would be real open about it. I don't think that I should be doing that. I don't think she would want to help us turn her back.
Well, some of what you say does make sense. Actually, most of it does.
See what I mean? This is the kind of conundrum I am running into as a noble. End up looking like I don't care, or like I'm just some suck up to the Baron. It's far deeper than that. I think about every action I do. I have to. I'm not just the me I was when I met you, you know?
Okay. So we'll look into.
If you have a source that I don't, I am all ears. I have no desire to torture anyone, even a Thelaine.
When things are brown, things don't mix.
Okay.
It's all things green.
Wow, that was loud.
Actually, I thought it was pretty far away from the from the thing. It's my cell phone.
It's okay. It was just no. I heard like the kind of loud talking a few seconds before that, but it was the sound that was like, whoa, that was loud. Look, I'm sorry to dump all this on you.
No, it's fine.
I have my fingers in a lot of pies, and I'm glad that I have someone who actually sees me as I am. That really helps me keep myself together sometimes.
Well, I would like to meet this person. Sounds like a good guy.
She
Yeah.
like like she pushes like the side of his stomach because she probably can't reach up to his shoulders. I need to ask something of you that I really don't want to ask of you, but it will be followed by a much nicer question.
He like raises an eyebrow and pushes up his glasses. Pardon?
When we're in public, you know, I don't care about the title. You know that, right? Like, it matters, but like, it's not something that it's not the focus of my life. But can you attempt to use it when we're in public and it's not like just us friends type? Not for me. It's because I don't want Maven on my ass.
I understand.
She has ears everywhere. That may be part of what she brought up to me the other day.
Okay.
I'm really sorry. I don't want to. I'd rather just have you keep calling me Donna.
Understandable.
As she put it, he needs to understand that you aren't the same as him. Well, that wasn't totally a stuck-up, snobby thing to say. I was just asking for the act. Just throw Dame on there and continue, and you can tease me any way you want. I'm perfectly happy with that. Thank you.
No problem.
But here's the nicer question. I had a meeting with Baron Alexander a while back, and I got permission to start a freehold. And I was wondering if you'd like to start it with me.
Well, sure.
It's for my library. Well, I mean, I'm perfectly willing to share, obviously, but considering it's going to be open to anybody to come in to use the books, you know. But would you mind sharing, like, the care of the books and, you know, stuff like that?
Gladly.
Awesome. I just think it would be more fun to do with you rather than by myself. I was thinking we could have like a big costume party where everybody comes in dressed as their favorite book character. And like we can get like satyrs there to, you know, it's like a satyr band who can make everything nice and loose and comfy. and maybe by the end of the night there'll be like enough of a burst of glamour that I'm thinking that might do to get this thing started, you know? What do you think?
I think that sounds like a great idea.
Awesome. Then we just need to see if we can hire a satyr band, someone who's restrained enough to be okay with a book party, but still chill, you know? Because I want everybody to be welcome. This isn't going to be just a noble thing. This is going to be a commoner thing because this place is going to be open for people to come and read the books. So it needs to be something that everybody's welcome to. And obviously the theme will hopefully focus the place into what it is, what I want it to be, what we need it to be, you know? And we can worry about growing it later, but if we can get it started, I think it would be ideal. We need to look at some buildings, though. I have the funding, the loan from my dad.
Uh-huh.
We just need to find an appropriate place to put it, even if it's just like a small house. Freeholds are often like bigger on the inside than the outside, so. Just someplace people can get to pretty easily that maybe people won't notice. Like, I don't know. Someplace that that there can be a lot of people around, and people won't just think it's a big party and constantly calling the cops on us. You know what I mean, right?
Understandable.
Yeah, so we need to find them. So, okay, cool. Well, I will get in touch with the realtor and we can go looking at places.
All right.
See, that was a much nicer question, wasn't it?
Very much so. Very much so.
Excellent. Oh, and Hedwig is actually pretty good at helping people find like really good with books. So Hedwig can also help with, like helping like people find what they need or whatever.
He'd be the head librarian.
I always was the head librarian. What are you talking about? We can also make sure that there's enough space for, and I can't remember his name out of character. I'm sorry, but your chimera,
Akia.
Akia, yeah. We can make sure there's a space big enough for him to like be able to like sleep.
That seems that all he ever does these days.
Well then, maybe we also need a green space for him, so he can stretch his legs.
Truly.
Why not?
I said truly.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of love green spaces too. We can maybe have a little bit of a woods out back or something, where like the owls can go hang out, and maybe it'll even attract some other like chimera who need some place to be, that they're pretty safe. Maybe with some birds and crickets. Who knows?
Maybe somewhere near a park.
Hmm?
Maybe somewhere near a park.
That would be good. Well, we can. I can tell the realtor to start focusing us in that area, so that way you can make him go out and get some exercise and hunt for his own food.
He does that quite regularly, actually.
Well, you can make him do it in our freehold. Ha ha ha. He's rather big to be stuck in an apartment all the time, so it's good. I don't know. I've just always wanted to have a library. And I want people to know things. And I am going to start teaching classes for like people who are pretty new and don't know things. So we need at least some sort of a classroom space of some sort, even if it's just a big open room with a door. Not a big room, maybe a medium-sized room.
A multimedia room, so to speak.
Yeah. It can double up as other things too, even private study space if someone needs it. Okay. Did you have any other questions? I'm sorry everything was so weird today.
Actually, I don't. I think it cleared it up pretty well for me.
You are as free to have your opinions as I am free to have mine. I respect your opinions, okay? I have my own.
So I have none just yet.
Well, eventually you'll need them. Because eventually we all have to pick a side.
I choose mine.
I know. I'm on your side, man. You know that already. Oath or no oath, I'm on your side.
But of course.
If you ever want the oath, though, we can talk about it. She totally grins up at him on that one. She's clearly trying to lighten the subject a little bit here.
And he'll sort of rub his shoulder. It's like, I think some supper would do well right now.
Well, if it's going to be stew, it needs to be stew of something else other than certain things.
Actually, I kind of feel like chicken tonight. He laughs.
She's like, yeah, chicken's not bad. Why don't we go? Come on. There's got to be some place on the way home that has it.
And we will cut the scene there with them going off to find some KFC. Or some KFC, Kentucky Fried Donna.
I'll explain afterwards, but it actually makes sense. She has no problem eating chicken.
I know. All right. Thank you for playing. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.